our coding using Ruby on Rails 7 and using Hotwire Turbo. So here we will be adding a device gem that you can just plug into your Ruby on Rails. But I would like to encourage you, if you did not know how to use the authentication, you rather create the authentication from the scratch so you can understand it fully. So here, once you added a device gem, you can have a quick view, and you can put you can put email name like what you see in my screen, and you have the password automatically if you have that. So here I added the device gem so we can dive deep in the code later. So here I can put, say, Ryan here, so I will sign off, and then Ryan Jeff at gmail.com, and then you can say here your password, and then if wrong password, it will just pop up in here and that you have a mismatched password. So it's easily in Ruby on Rails on how you to do that, and then we're gonna dive deep in on that one. So I'm just gonna clear this one, then I'm just gonna put the password. Then now we are logging in here, and you can see here that we have a projects, and then inside the project you can have a inside the project you have a task. And this is what we built last time, task 1 for instance, task 2. You can create a task, and then once we are done on this one, in the next video we will be adding a user inside the task, so we can assign user. Okay, so I'm gonna log out in here now, and then I can log in. I can go back in here, ryanjeff@gmail.com, and so I can log in, log out. So yeah, so let's dive deep in. Repository of the device, and then here we can see the informations of device, how we can use it. So I would like you to read that so you can understand if you didn't know the device. And then here now we can add the gem. It says in here that we can use the gem. So gem device, I hope this is now doing well in terms of the gem, because last time there was an issue on the device in terms of the a specific branch. So now we added the gem device, and now we will use the bundle install, and then we will generate the installations of the device. So here I will add it here, Rails. We need to do bundle first, sorry. So bundle install, and then once install, and then we will do a Rails generate device install, so it will install the gem that we have so we can use it fully. And then now it says that there's a notifications in here, and then we can do a views also. So what I'm gonna do is copy paste this one, because this one is for the development, so we're gonna use the port of 3000 and localhost using the mailer, but we will activate that in the last part of our tutorial. So here I'm gonna do a development.rv, and then I'm just gonna put here somewhere down in here, and then yeah, so we're gonna use that for action mailer in the future. Once let's say you do a forgot password, or we added the invitable, yeah, so you can use that also. And now we're gonna do let's go back to documentation, and then it says here that you can generate a model. So we don't have yet the user, that the user can use it for database. Let's say your email address, password, and name, we can add that also. So here you can use the Rails generate device model. And so what I'm gonna do here is to go here, and then I will say device model user, and then I'll click this one, and then it will generate to you the database, which is, if you're gonna look here, I'll go back in here, then let's go down to the DV, and then you have a device create user, which is the table which is user. So what we're gonna do here is to add a string that a name, so we will be added that as a username, so we know which one is the user instead of only email address. So I think that was it. And then what we're gonna do is to migrate. So Rails DB migrate. What is going on? Occurred like later migration. So what I'm gonna do here is to drop the migration, so to make it clean, because I have some tests in here. And then what I'm gonna do is Rails DB DB migrate. Yeah, and then now what we're gonna do here is to add what it says in here. Before actions authenticate user in the application. So it means that when the user arrived to our applications, it cannot access some other part of the controller. So we will put that in the applications controller. So if you're gonna go here and then go back in here, and then if you go to the top, so this is the controller that we have. This is the like a base controller for us. And then I'm gonna put here, let's copy paste this one. So I copy paste this wrong, which is this is migration. And then now let's go to the routes, and then we will say routes. Okay, I want, instead of using, I want this one to be a root, and then I want this one is, I'm gonna put a device device for device use. Let's see this one. So device, we're gonna do a device scope, and then user do, and then I will say end the block. So what is going to happen is we will scope the user, so it means no one can access to our applications, and then it will use the device or device that we use. Okay, and so now what is next is, so we already have the database, we already have the routes, and now we will go to the view so we can understand on how we can customize the view and the user can use it. So now what I'm gonna do here is to look if we can generate the view. Yeah, here we can use to Rails generate views. So we're gonna do the specific, or we're gonna do it all. I think we can do it all. So this is how we can all view applications for the device, so we don't need to create that from the scratch. So what I'm gonna do here is I paste this one. So, or maybe in the next couple of videos, maybe we can create this from the scratch so you can understand how it works. So here, when I generated the device views, we have now the device shared, which is we have error messages, we have the confirmation, we have the password, we have the session, which is the login. So now what I'm gonna do is to check what is going on in here at Rails us, so we can start. Go here. So now we have the root, which is the Rails. So what we're gonna do here is to add a, so we have the scope, the users. So I think we need to add here the root device. I think that's device sessions. That's the root path, and new. And then let's say, let's see if we can say unauthenticated. So let's point to the as unauthenticated root. Okay, so let's see. So good net mapping the device. This happened 2 reasons. You forgot to wrap up the scope. Oh, let's see. Do we have that one already? So we have the user, we have the scope, we have the projects. So let's be in here, I think. And then let's see this one. Yeah, now it's working. So let's see if we can remove the unauthentication, because we use this mostly if you have a base controller. So, but we are not using that one. No. Yeah, we need to use if we will do out of this one, I think it will work also because it will scope the device. Yeah. Okay, so we have now the login, and I think we have sign up already. So it's already made it for you from the scratch. So for instance, we have here, let's say I will say ryantest@gmail.com, John, and then using here. So now we have a problem in the user URL. So what I'm gonna do here is to check the device, what we have in here, because last time device has a problem in terms of the turbo. So what I'm gonna do here is, yeah, we don't have yet, so I'll pull out for you so I can explain here. So here we have a warden, I think. Where is that? Yeah, we have this one, the warden, and let me pull. That is failure. Let's search it. Failure. Yeah, I think we can use this one as an example. Okay, let's say I'm gonna do here config that warden. I don't know where's the warden in here. Normally we have in the device. I don't know why they turn off, or okay, I'm gonna pull out the other settings that I have. So here I have a settings which is, I have the turbo failure, which is the class, and then we inherit the device failure, and then once the user use the response of the login or the registrations, what's going to happen, instead of treating as HTML, we will treat as a turbo. So what is saying here, if your request format is HTML, treat as also turbo, and then redirect to the, let's say, to the project that we have, and then else super, or you can re-render. So this is default in device, and then we have the skip format, so we will be using that. So in terms of, on the top of the URL, you can see that turbo.stream, so we will remove that one, and we will treat as an array, which is the HTML turbo stream, and then we will check, okay, is that the array is included, and then what we're gonna do is to treat as a string, and then it will validate. And then here we have a config navigation format, which is the turbo stream, and HTML of array also, and I think that was it. Do we have any other? No, I think that was it. And then what I'm gonna do is go back to the format, and then we will go to the registrations. I think in the registrations we need to add in here the I'm gonna add that one as a yeah, we're gonna add here in the HTML, and then we will say, hey, we will turn off the turbo, and then false. I think that was it. Okay, so now I need to go back, and I'm not really sure if we already added the user, because is that already? No. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is to check if you have something issue in here, and then sign up. Let's see, ryan@gmail.com. So now we are in on the project. So what I'm gonna do here is to add a logout. So I'm gonna pull out some other so we can make it quick. So I'm gonna use this one. I think we can use the bootstrapping. Okay, I'll say here, let's make a row, and then we'll say the tab is 2 and padding, and then I will say if signed in, you would say what we're gonna say. Let's put else in here first, and then I'll say here, and then what we're gonna do here is, I think we can add we can say the class is enough justify content. We're gonna put here and then I'll say UL, and then here we're gonna add a, I think we can add here the link to logout, and then let's look on the routes. This is Rails routes G. We can say destroy. I think that is destroy. So in destroy, so we will destroy the session so the user can log out. So I'll go here, and then I will say path, and then method. I think that is delete. Kind of forgot delete class or destroy, and then we'll say here delete, and then we can say hey, the class will be enabling. So yeah, and then let's see if we already have that one. And then what is saying signed in, oh yeah, we need a question mark in here if it is signed in, and then let's refresh. Then we have logout now in here, and then I think we can, yeah, I think we don't need the else statement, because if it is login we have in the home page. So what I'm gonna do here is just put end, and then here we can do, yeah, and then once I click the logout, refresh, then we'll kick out. So I think we need to add something in here so we can use the logout. I think that is destroy, which is we can put also, I think we can put destroy in here. And then now what we're gonna do is to check and if we can log out now. If I click log out, yeah, and then if you go back again, let's say what is my, yeah, I think Ryan, I kind of forgot this. So now we can log in, we can log out, and then at the same time, yeah, if you put here delete, so sometimes you can play with it, and yeah, because last time in my project I think a different version of Devise you can use delete, but now I think it's already updated. So now we already have the log out, we have a login, we can sign up, and then I think we can make it a little, make it nice in here. So what I'm gonna do is to go to my yeah, I think we can use it now, this one, and if I log in you cannot see any pop-up error except on this one. So what we're gonna do is to add a notifications in here, and then at the same time, yeah, we can treat as a turbo. So if you're gonna look in here, I think we are using turbo now. I think we are. So once you log in, yeah, we can use, you're using turbo in here. And then now what I'm gonna do is to go to the sessions, and then let me turn off this one, and then here we're gonna go to the sessions, which is our sign in, and then sign in. I think I need to add here the one that we add from the registration, that it can treat. I think we don't need that one because this one is for registration, and then we already have a error messages that pop up in here. So I think what we're gonna do is to add a notifications from the shared. So what I'm gonna do is to add the error message. So I'm gonna copy paste on my other folder so we can easily quick, and then I can explain. Then here we have a let me go put in the view, and then now I have here the copy of the shared. So what I'm gonna do is to delete the copy, and then we're gonna share the flash so we can use it many times as we can. So what we're gonna do here is to render the flash. So I'm gonna render the flash to the device session, and then here we need to add underneath, we can do underneath the form. So what I'm gonna do is we have a shared, and then that's what we added in the folder, which is out of the device, and then we have the flashes in here, which is this one. And then what's going to happen is if you click this one, it will pop up the flashes, which is this flash. So you need to sign in or sign up before continuing. So what I'm gonna do also is to make a little bit a nice layout in here that we can use also. Div that deflex, I think deflex, and then that justify content center, and then we will be adding a new class which is column. Let's put 8, and then we can say card in here and p5, and then we can use t5. So here we can now add our login, which is, I'm gonna change this to 5, and then we can do like this to make it quick, and then and then I think we already have, and then let's put on the our device registration so it may look nice. Then here I will add in here the div, and then this will be h5 also. Okay, so let's see, and then now we have here. So yeah, I think we need to align the form also, and this is a sessions new, and then we can do say in here, hey, treat me as a form and class, and then I will say form control, and then what's going to happen is it will be wider. Yeah, so I think it's look nice now. Yeah, I think it's fine. And then now what we're gonna do is try to log in gmail.com, Ryan test at gmail.com, and then wrong password. Then we have a pop-up invalid email password. So we are now using, I think we are using the turbo also. And then yeah, I think let's see how the turbo works here. So yeah, we have a sessions controller, new as a treat as a turbo, and then we have a rendering of the applications. So I think, yeah, I think it's doing well. And then let's do a sign up, and then let's make it nice also, so we can use it fully. All we have here, password, and then we have a password and confirm password. So I'm gonna use here a class, and then form control. I think we are missing also because we added the name, and then we can add here the name, then we can arrange that name and then we say here text, and then we can say here let's just put this like this, that's fine. And then you can refresh, and then I think we have a missing in here. Let me look. Yeah, we have missing in here, and also in here the missing is only comma, because after our class in here we have autofocus and that default also. And then I'm gonna refresh, and then what else? We have a name class which is undefined method, which is nil is email. So we have here, I think we have in the schema that we added. Go here, device. We have the email. Oh, we forgot in here. This is kind of wrong. So what we're gonna do here is to change it, and then we will put a string, and then we will put the variable or the field which is the name. So what I'm gonna do here is to drop Rails DB, and then we'll say drop. So if you are in development and then you made a mistake on the schema, you can still drop, or you can down the migration. So what I'm gonna do is drop, and then Rails DB drop. So I think we already dropped that one. So what I'm gonna do here is to add the string, and then I would say name, and then I will say Rails DB migrate. Okay, so now we need to sign in again, but I think we already managed. So here we have a sign in. So what I'm gonna do, because we already dropped the database, I will say here Ryan at gmail.com. And then once you log in, we can create a project one. For instance, create a project. Inside the project, we can create a multiple task, and then task 2. Okay, then we can add it also in here, and then on the next part we will be adding a user inside our task, and then in the task, once you update, we can add here the cancel button. Okay, I think that was it. And then I think we need to add here the name, so we can recognize which name is that, which user is that. So I'm gonna go here to application, and then in the applications we can see here if you're signed in, justify content end, and then what I'm gonna do here is to add a current user, that name, and then let's see how it's look like. So let's see if you have the current user name. User.all. So we have a nil. So what we're gonna do is to fix this later in our next video, and yeah, because we have a long video now, and I think that was it for adding the users. So we can add the user, and then we can do the login, and yeah, I think that was it. And we just need to make a nice layout in the next time, that we can make it small and make it a beautiful application. So I think we are getting there. We have now the users that can access as just little details that we can furnish in the next couple of videos. Okay, thank you for watching, and see you on the next video.